Well, I have come to work here. First of all, let me introduce, please cut off. I am Sister Pia Da Cruz from India. I am a presentation sister, and I have come here to work in this Nano Nagle Place because I want to be more inspired by the life of this great, valiant woman, Venerable Nano Nagle. She has set an example for the society by the way she took care of the poor in Ireland. I follow in her footsteps.
I decided to work here because I felt that there was a lot of the history of Cork preserved on this site, the history of a very important woman in the history of Cork, and I felt it was important for the history of women in Ireland also to tell the story and to try and continue the work of Nano Nagle in Cork today.
Okay, my name's Danielle O Donovan and I'm the Programme Manager here at Nano Nagle Place. Before I worked here, I worked for a charity called the Irish Heritage Trust, who look after special old buildings. So I came from one place with special old buildings to another place with special old buildings because Nano Nagle Place has a beautiful assemblage of old architecture here on site. So the next question is why I decided to work here. Well, I decided to work here because I was working in the Irish Heritage Trust and I had a very strong focus on education. And here at Nano Nagle Place, that's really the overarching desire, is to make this a real place of learning. And so I knew that I could do really good work here, that education would be something that we do absolutely every day, and that there was a chance to innovate and to make really interesting things happen.
I'm so very convinced because I see this is the future for our world, where Nano Nagle took interest in educating the poor, especially girl children, so that they stand on their feet in this society. And I would say she has done something very wonderful for our world at large. Because today, Nano's congregation has spread throughout the whole world. And I come from the East, where her work is going on so smoothly and so lovingly and empowering people who are really very poor. Education is a great tool in our hands, whereby we can inspire people, whereby we can uplift people.
We opened Nano Nagle Place last July. It has been wonderful to continue the work here on the site. People from all over the world have come to visit, and I'm really delighted to be able to tell the story of Nano Nagle and to also throw down a challenge to young people to see if she could do so much in her time, one woman on her own against all the odds, what can we do today? And we often quote to young people especially the words of Mary Oliver, poet, "Tell me, what is it you intend to do with your one wild and wonderful life?"
Nano Nagle believed that education was a great way of giving people kind of self-empowerment. She believed that if people had access to education, they could actually change their destiny. They wouldn't be locked into poverty, they wouldn't be locked into oppression, they could actually really change their lives. And that's a great message. And actually the message that learning is something that you do throughout your life and that it's a joyful thing is something that I'm really interested in too. So Nano and I see eye to eye about that thing. And working here, the desire is that we bring that learning to life, that we bring learning to people who are on holiday, who might just be coming on a visit from Cork, or who maybe really need to get back into education to change their lives because things have gone wrong. And all of those things happen here at Nano Nagle Place. So that's why I'm really happy to come and work for Nano here.
Asking me how her life has influenced the poor people's life. You know, here itself in Nano Nagle Place or around here, when Nano first began, the people were very poor, very poor. They had nothing even to eat, no place to live because of the penal laws. And it was at that time Nano took a daring step without giving any clue to the authorities around that she was educating people. And once again, I would say, education is a tool we can use best way to bring people, to lift people up, to bring them freedom of mind and heart and their whole being.
Nano Nagle has influenced people's lives in a major way because her example gives a spur to people today. Many young women have decided to become presentation sisters because of her example, and I find it extraordinary to meet women who follow Nano Nagle in Zambia, in Zimbabwe, in the Philippines, in Pakistan. It's mind-boggling to meet young women from these cultures who still follow the example of Nano Nagle today.
So Nano Nagle had a massive impact on people's life in her time, and people always talk about, you know, the fact that her students would travel to different places in Ireland, and people would say, "Where did you learn so much? Where did you become such an educated person?" And able to say, "In the South Presentation Convent in Cork." And she changed people's lives then, she influenced them, and she's still doing that. She's still influencing people's lives today because great learning happens here through things like the Lantern Project and through Cork Migrants. There are charities that are based here, but also by the work of the Presentation Sisters around the world, because they really are around the world and teaching people who are really in need of education. So yeah, it is life-changing, I think. So come and visit.
Nagle Place and visiting this place, we will surely be inspired by her works first of all, and by the very ethos of this place which she has left behind as a heritage for the world around. Not just for Cork or Ireland, but for the whole world. Because this is something, you know, born from the earth. Like the acorn, when it is put into the soil, it has grown into a tree, an oak tree, bearing fruits in plenty. Similarly, Nano's congregation, what she started here in this soil of Cork, it has become a big tree and covered the whole world. Everywhere, wherever Nano sisters are present, there is this work of uplifting people, empowering people, bringing freedom to these people is very vivid.
I would encourage everybody to come and visit Nano Nagle Place. When I meet people who come here, very many of them say, it's very tranquil, it's peaceful. Some past pupils that come back here, they have mixed memories of school days, as many people have. But some of them would say, it's very nurturing, this place, and it's a place of welcome. So it suits people of very different backgrounds, different interests. Myself, I have a great interest in the garden. I have just been weeding in the garden just now, and I think to be close to nature in the middle of the city is a great privilege.
Okay, so coming to visit Nano Nagle Place isn't just about coming to see a heritage site and beautiful buildings and an interesting exhibition and to get a really warm welcome. All of those things are happening here, and we're delighted that they are. But actually, by coming to visit Nano Nagle Place, you're not only doing those things, but every time you pay your entrance fee, you're helping to continue Nano's work, because charities who still work in the community and marginalised communities educating people are based here. So it's a great sustainable tourism message. Not only are you going to learn and have a great time, but you're also helping to make a difference.